rely on a miracle. Nebulous, burned within, in the ever-spreading vast eternity. Long kids there, will you please call their myths? Dreaming while the shadows collide. It's an endeavor, burning hard, like softly painting the silence steer me away. Glory days are always welcome here. The broken soul can tell you anything. If the limit isn't so close, sing the 12 chorale. It's too sweet to know.
It's that time of the week where I don't wake up early enough to play this game in the morning. Coffee and conception time. We do have some max levels, that's right. Let's see if I have any equipment I can buy for myself. It's all worse. I didn't do it. Hey, Zach. Thank you for the sub. We're playing the conception game. We just finished up, I think, our 5th constellation. When I ended last week. I'd generally like to knock these out earlier, but had some fun vet stuff to do this afternoon. Yeah, we can pick up the kids. Who don't I have? We will check out the ladies here in a second. Just gotta pick the kids up from the pool. Okay, pick the kids up from the scavengers too. This is 100% not a game for anybody with a decently sized brain. This is a simple game with a lot of menus. So these kids are just like the personas, and the stats really don't matter because I've not used them all. I've not used the stats at all in the game for the most part. So we're gonna go to the Star God Academy and we're gonna check out some of the ladies. So I don't know this for sure, but the bar around the face, like the happiness indicator. Purple means I've completely filled it. Blue means I'm working on it, and white is it's possible to fill. So I think until about halfway through the game, which I'm almost at, you can't actually fill it up all the way. So Mountain Dew Spark is not bad. I had Abby pick up a bunch of it. It's the raspberry lemonade. She hates it, but I would drink this all day for money. Mmm. Mountain Dew Spark. And I won't even cheat on my wife to get a Mountain Dew sponsorship. Who here? We have not talked to the doctor yet. We're gonna do the doctor because you said you wanted to know who had the big ones, so.
Oh, what's wrong? Did you want something from me? Did you hurt your tummy?
So they have 3D models here when you're talking to them. When they just do like sort of like running around town and doing cutscenes, they'll be 2D.
Right.
The doctor is always busy in this world. Though, as the Scorpio Star Maiden, I do have some freedom. Would you like some coffee?
No.
We already did that scene. That was at the beginning.
You're so considerate in such strange
They had to give the
ways.
Star God a full
Shall we
physical.
chat a little? Is there something you want to talk about? I'll answer
They
anything.
just showed her gloving her hand up all the way to the elbow.
That's right.
Oh wow, she does not want me to introduce myself.
Why are you acting like a stranger? We're past the point in the relationship where we have to introduce ourselves. I'm saddened to think we're back to square one.
This is the first time we've met.
Do you introduce yourself every time you talk to a woman alone? I'm worried if you'll be able to get along with the other Star Maidens.
We're 6 months in, and she's worried about that.
Is that a compliment? Well, I suppose I should take it as such. We have to deepen our bond together after all. Should I tell you more about myself, considering the question you asked?
Right.
You're an honest one. I'm the palace physician, but I'm also the public health doctor of this academy.
So there's about 6 or 7 of the girls I haven't talked to at all yet,
Managing the health of the Star Maidens and God's gift is my
and
main
she is one of
job.
them.
Naturally, I also treat the general students who come here too.
Part of the stats is each one of the maidens has a different like stat that they are more likely to produce kids like at.
Well,
Uh,
how about it? Does that satisfy your request?
but I really didn't. I think I chose like some of the worst Star Maidens. You're like a sexy lady. They're
Such a typical
There's supposed to be
male.
12, and I don't know if this in this version if they added the 13 or if the 13 was always in there.
I think that's fine. You're certainly not
But there's
wrong.
13 Star Maidens now.
Though it'd be a problem if you were only
Number one
interested
conception
in
streamer on
one.
Twitch. Well, 1 out of 1 as usual.
Is there anything else you want to ask me? Do you want to know my measurements?
I don't think that Danganronpa dev is gonna retweet my stream anytime soon.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm actually quite proud of my body. No matter. Come by next time so we can chat over some coffee. I'm usually here.
Yeah, this is made by Chunsoft.
Thank you.
I think I only know I knew them from Danganronpa. I found out they did this. They made some other like sort of visual novelty
I hope to
games
build a fantastic relationship with you.
that I was less familiar with. What? Oh, AI Somnium Files. I think that's on Game Pass right now.
I will give you my full support as both a Star Maiden and your doctor. Goodbye now. Please look after yourself.
The AI Somnium files were ones that I was looking at for a while. Thought I was gonna play on Switch, never bought it. Saw it on Game Pass, figured I'd play it later, and just haven't really done anything with it. So yeah, like she can make kids that are high in attack but low in technique, good in defense but low in magic attack. But I really just don't pay attention to those stats at all, for better or worse. Because we're in July, Ruka gets a bonus since her star sign is also in July. So we've just been talking to whoever gives us the bonus. She is magic in the sense that she can read people's minds, but she can't read my mind. So she's intrigued.
Then
No thanks.
I have not chosen any of the correct prompts for her yet.
Huh?
There's like a neutral response, there's a response that will lower her mood, and a response that will heighten her mood.
How stupid are you? What?
I get it.
Also, what I've learned in playing this game is that apparently there's just like 24 voice actresses for all of video games, because people here have overlapped in Persona and 13 Sentinels and a number of other games.
Stop it.
So I assume if you do voice acting in anime and or video games, it's just like a very small pool of people who keep getting jobs.
Fine.
Well, we spent a great time together. Okay. Femi Runa. She's a rich cat girl daughter who has big daddy issues.
Runa,
It is nothing.
you okay?
I mean, I have to imagine there's a large number of people who want those jobs, and generally not a huge, there's less of those jobs to go around than people who want to do them. And I assume having, like, hey, I'm in Persona 5, can I also voice act this? Will get you like more cachet than, like, hey, I'm just a good, unique, different voice.
That is right.
Huh?
She is rich. She bought out an entire store's worth of inventory just so I could equip me and the kids. But she likes books.
You.
Jeez.
Okay, she wanted me to go get books for her. That's great. So we get to talk to 5 ladies a week. This was the one that we unlocked kind of halfway through. She was a star child, but she was a special star child in that when she kisses somebody, she becomes a star maiden.
Alfie.
So she kissed me like a few weeks ago, and now she's a full star maiden.
Hello. Yes.
Oh?
I thought this meant that it was the good option. but it does not mean that.
Hmm.
She is molded, so there's in this world, God's gifts are men that have been pulled over from our world to save their world. So the previous God's gift was like 60 years ago, and he like introduced her to idol videos. So now she like styles herself after whatever idol videos looked like in the like 1960s Earth. Well, 1960s Earth Japan.
Right.
All right.
But she's got her chest out and she has the short tie, so that's anime, right?
Thank you very much. Oh. See you later.
Do we have anybody else that's kind of close? Let's go for Sue. Sue loves animals.
Hi.
Oh?
Oh.
She continually asks me to name her
That's
animals,
right.
and then she hates the name of it. No, so the doctor did have Foley voice lines. I think it's for milestone story events. So like the first time you talk to them, or when you fill up a relationship bar. But like these intermediate ones where it just like gives you some sort of recycled dialogue and a choice.
I hate it.
They just give you like sometimes like a laugh or a few words to summarize. Which is weird. Like they did this in Persona 5. I've seen a lot of JRPGs. Like I know it's probably double the voice acting, but why not just
Why?
fill it in?
Nope.
I mean, audio takes up more space than video uncompressed. But I think if you use decent compression, which you could even in like PS3 time, it wouldn't be that bad. Okay, so now it comes to the hot part. We're gonna mate these women. Can't star mate yet. And she has a chance of producing twins. So let's get some twins going. You play some jazz, grab each other's hands, and you've classmated. Welcome to the family, Meryl. I'm not 100% sure. It wasn't in the disallowed list. But Meryl and Jill's in the family.
Nice to meet you.
It's kind of a dad simulator, yeah. I always make a Femiruna one. So the other thing that happens is as they get higher and higher, like relationship status, and as I get higher level myself, like there's a max level on the kids. So the very first time my classmate children, they're like max level 10 or 20, which doesn't give you very good stats. So once you max them out, you kind of just send them off on their way and you get better kids, kind of like in real life.
Femiruna.
Oh, Femi Runa also has a dom fetish. She wants me to assert myself over her.
What?
Hey,
Let's get this started.
Yes.
thank you.
It is nothing.
No.
That is quite enough.
Hey,
She just really wanted to do the class mating. Bum, bum, bum. I guess it gets longer based on the relationship status, which I didn't notice before. So we got a lot of big attack and magic defense stats. Maybe Magic Knight?
Here goes. What?
Femi Runa.
Aw, she's trying to cook for me.
Oh?
It is nothing.
That's generally something she would just tell a servant to do.
No. That's right.
Oh, now she wants the dates.
I agree. Nothing. Um. Yes.
And we could like classmate like 8 more times, but I honestly have more kids than I can feed. So now comes the tough parts. We're gonna swap out some of our max level kids. With some lower level ones. And I'm sure there's a way I can do this where it's like, it makes more sense. Or I'm swapping people out more, like, strategically, but... What? Femi Marina is already producing max level kids. You're going here then. Maybe it's like a chance of producing a max level kid, but... Okay. That's big. We haven't run across someone like Garnet before. And then we'll just do best team equip because don't really mess around with anything other than that. And then you gotta do the thing that's hard for any dad, which is at some point you gotta let your kids go. Goodbye, Otis.
Thanks.
Goodbye, Nadia.
Here goes.
Goodbye, Alicia.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Trisha. So this levels up Granvania. I think that just makes like my shops and stuff have better stuff, maybe better rates. And there's not a whole lot you can do with maxed out kids other than make them dive a dungeon, so I'm always trying to like get higher level kids and parties, so I generally don't keep around max level people because they're not getting any better. So I threw some kids away. We'll do one last check. We'll day camp a few of them. Oh, this is easier than making an emulator work. Put Frey in there too. So at the beginning of the game I didn't have enough kids, and now I think I have too many. So I don't know if I can like retire people before they max level. So I already dropped off Scavenger, did camp, returned quests, did shop. Now it's just time to go into the dungeons. So we finished that one. Was I in winter? Yeah. So I must have done that one, and then that one's next. Okay. I mean, you saw the maiden. It's not too different from military school. I like the small version of the map here. And then the dungeon calling is pretty simplistic.
Let's go. Next up.
And then I found that if I've got even a halfway decent party, I can generally just auto battle through. Congratulations, Garnets.
Let's go.
Is there Steam Workshop support for this? I don't think so. I should wonder. So this is a PSP game that I think they brought to the PS3 or maybe the PS4. So I'm wondering if anybody did any fun patches or hacks for it. Like, is there a conception randomizer? Probably not. Good job on the leveling up, Garnet. Oh yeah, everybody else was like level 26. She was the only level 1 I brought in.
Don't let your guard down.
So, we were, Abby's doing a playthrough of like Persona 5 that I just watched her play through at night. And, there's free DLC. And there is Persona 3 DLC. And if you equip everybody in the party with their Persona 3 outfits, it does mass destruction. So I have not heard the Persona 5 battle music in a long time. But it's free DLC for Persona 5, at least on the PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 4. I don't know if that's patched in for PlayStation 3. It'd be nice, but I'm also not surprised if they just let the PS3 version sort of like rot there.
Let's go. Another call?
This does have a pretty good, like, beat to it.
Another boost.
I mean, I don't think Mass Destruction is jazzy enough for PlayStation 5, but or for Persona 5.
Conquer by the minute. Don't let your guard down.
So there's 12 labyrinths altogether, and they've already hinted through the story that there's probably going to be a final 13th labyrinth.
Conquer by the minute.
And I've gone through 5 of them so far. I think I could probably knock out 2 more tonight. The in-between story sections are actually getting a little long for my taste, but so every 3 labyrinths in its own like seasonal labyrinth. Oh, you broke it up. Get bricked up hard.
Let's go.
But yeah, every set of 3 labyrinths has a seasonal labyrinth, and we have to do 10 levels to get down to each of the individual ones. Oh yeah, I just gotta spread my seed throughout the Granvania. It's Genghis Khan, the anime. Thanks for stopping by, Zach. The quicker I get done with this, the quicker I can start Paper Mario.
Let's go.
Yeah, I saved plenty of the BP, so I can definitely still do the Mecha Unite for the boss. I didn't do that a few times, and that made the boss fights much harder. Congratulations, Garnet. I'm just pumped to have a kid I can keep in the party the entire time, and hopefully have her have great stats.
Let's go.
These eyeball things are always so tough. Congratulations, Arya and Uth. Uth? Guess that's one of their names.
Let's go.
I think I mention this every time, but there is an anime series in conception. I think at least on Crunchyroll. I will probably watch when I'm done with this. To see how fully animated. Essentially, if I had fully animated cutscenes, what that would look like. 'Cause I don't think they're gonna have 60 hours of guy bringing some kids into a dungeon. Please don't do damage to me. I'll take a locked one. That's fine.
Don't let your guard down.
Bum, 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 bum. It's no mass destruction, but it's pretty good.
Let's go.
Where my pups at? Okay. Foxy's sleeping behind me. We should probably just pop a quick heal on these.
Don't let your guard down.
What do those books do? I don't know what those scrolls do yet.
Don't let your guard down.
It kind of makes sense that Team A is losing so much HP because they got, I think, the level 1 and a bunch of level 26s, so. Quite a bit lower across stats until they level up.
Let's go.
I was looking up and apparently there's an achievement for... Did they take out an entire team? I think they did. Apparently there's an achievement for auto-killing so many people. Like I think what I ran into a couple weeks ago when I was just walking into people and they were dying. I'm hoping that's a fluke,
Let's go.
because I need them to do more than get immediately killed. Congratulations, Garnet. Well, might as well clear out the room for the XP.
Don't let your guard down.
Congratulations, Alan, Arya, Uth, and Cecil.
Don't let your guard down.
I feel like the higher level I am, the more likely the higher my chances of doing a sneak attack or a surprise attack on them, but the less it's needed, so that's always a bummer. Congratulations, Garnet, Anna, Ian, and Otto. Fuck off, Rockfall.
Don't let your guard down.
Finish one of them. No, why'd they auto them in front? That's bad auto behavior. That very much had them primed to get murdered that round.
Don't let your guard down.
Disagree with that triggering an attack, but
Let's go.
I think it is, I think 13 Sentinels comes out on Switch next week. Pretty excited to play that. Ordered a physical copy. Also a physical copy of Chrono Cross, which comes out in a few more weeks, so not really day and date. But that might just be a Play Asia thing.
Let's go.
What? I don't know how I dealt max damage. but I'll take it. Congratulations, Aria. Uth. Might. Thought there's one more. Guess not.
Let's go.
But yeah, that the shelf behind me, the red shelf with the Akechi up top, is all of the Switch games I have bought that I have not yet even started. So I'm gonna be pretty okay. If like game companies want to take a few years off, I could use that time to catch up. And I'm playing a a PSP game that got re-released on Switch, or not Switch, on PS4 and PC. So I've got a good backlog going.
Don't let your guard down.
I'm here to watch the numbers go up. Congratulations, Garnet and Norma. We'll open these up, yeah. And then teleport down. 3 more levels to go. Okay, forgot that the triggers also rotate all that.
Don't let your guard down.
Well, they're not the lighthouses. I thought these were going to be the lighthouse people on A and B. There's like such a bad job of lore in this game that I can't tell you what any enemies are named, or if they represent something, or what they do. I just keep doing numbers to them and they fall down. And that's the extent to my knowledge. Hello, Mr. Good Job. We are in the anime, deep in the anime scene right now.
Let's go.
I guess not too deep. We talked to some ladies. And went back in the dungeon pretty much right after that. But I'm hoping, if I time out everything right, I will be able to finish off 2 dungeons tonight. Oh, what games did you play today? I woke up a little late, had a vet trip, and by the time I got home and did some chores, it was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, hey Abby, are you cool if I do a little stream later in the evening? So this is the only game I played today. Part of me wants to jump into Gundam Overwatch after this, but that really depends on how long this takes up. And I've been actually having fun dropping into Fortnite, even though I haven't won a whole bunch in solos. Just dropping in, doing dailies, running around, getting a bunch of top 5s. Making sure I get mad at myself when I lose. Because if you don't get mad at yourself when you lose, you lose twice. Oh, I should heal these kids up. But yeah, I was mentioning earlier, 13 Sentinels comes out on Switch in a couple of days. I think it's next Tuesday. I think my actual Switch
Don't let your
cart
guard down.
arrives probably end of next week or the next week, but I'm not gonna play that the second it comes in, but kind of on my own. 13 Sentinels, Destruction, World of Tanks, Absolver, and try some of the multiplayer. Okay. I think I have like 3 games in my personal like quote unquote what I call live game rotation, which is just a game you're never finished in and can eat up as much or as little time as I feel like putting into it. And right now those are Fortnite, Apex, and Gundam Evolution. I finished off the Apex Battle Pass already, like less than halfway through the season. Okay. Also updated to Windows 11, so anytime I see this sort of lagging, I get a little concerned. I know this happened before, sometimes 5 to 10 seconds, and then don't crash, because I really have not saved it a bit game.
Don't let your guard down.
There we go. It's gonna be a little laggy doing the combat for a minute, and then it catches up. I just don't get it. But hey, if it divides by 0, at least recovers. There was a time that I had, like I was playing World of Tank on Xbox One, but that was a long time ago. I think I logged in like on one of the, either it was a free weekend or it was free then, or there was something that made me jump into it. Maybe I had a purple Twitch tank. But yeah, people in that game are too good for me to jump in at this point. Or even at that point.
Let's go.
Gundam has me hopeful that there will be a Overwatch replacement. I'm a little concerned that it will just like be thrown out there and not get the popularity or the support of like that other Gundam games have. I know there's still, I guess I don't know where the network test would fall in development. It seems like probably mid to late development, so hopefully they learn a lot from playtesting and watching internet play and trolling Reddit forums. I used to say there was too many people in Overwatch, and then getting into Gundam, I realized that they probably need more Gundams than what they currently have. Or they need like, or I need to learn like what roles everybody's playing, and how best to like form a team. I think it's also a weird spot of not allowing dupes. Like if you want a full team of DOMs, why can't you just have a full team of DOMs? I think it's a bad idea. It definitely. Foxy, you okay? Okay, she's just snorting. I don't I don't know how long it's running either. It definitely is having the Overwatch problem for me of matching in with random people on the internet, and random people on the internet are either trolling, or they're bad at the game, or they don't know how to play a game, or maybe people that are getting on my team, it's literally their first game and they don't know what they're doing. But having a ranked mode where we'll throw people who don't know to go to the payload or get on the spot. Oh no no no! I need to on auto. I could die here.
Done yet. Let's use this.
That was close. I think that what that game would definitely gain from having is a like a Battlefield ticket style of game mode where just, hey, like maybe you drop some power-ups on the map to make people fight over them, but first team to like get 50 kills or 50 elims and you win. Or a King of the Hill with like your max score is whatever points you get, or until you run out of tickets, whatever happens first. Abby and I were doing a game of
Don't let your guard
ranked Overwatch the other night, and I just didn't really feel like talking much to the rando, but at the beginning they're like, hey, I want Valkyrie. Sure, we'll give you Valkyrie. Dies immediately on drop. We kill the squad, res him, kill a second squad that comes after him. We gotta start getting into zone. We get into zone. We haven't had any time to loot because we've been busy rezzing his ass and like leaving the good guns for this guy. And this person doesn't have like good use of the ultimates, doesn't do any of the waypoint scans. With like 4 squads up, doesn't want to get anywhere near good position to take a fight. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, you gotta stop being so bloodthirsty, you know? And like, there's not, we can see 8 of the 9 people on the map. Why are we hiding up here in the corner when we could be looting up / getting in a better position to win? Especially in the gold rank where like, kind of that, like the placement difference matters a bit, but you're better off stealing a couple more kills on average. And I was like, this is the worst. I'm not giving up Valkyrie for somebody who begs me that they have to play Valkyrie anymore. Not because I think Valkyrie players are dummies, but because I think most random people on the internet are not very smart at games. Apex does reward getting scrappy. Like, pretty much up in... Because there was a big change in the meta, even at the mid-ranks, before they introduced the Evo shields. Because I don't remember... I don't know if you played it back then, but I definitely played with people who don't remember Evo shields and don't remember shield swapping being a thing. Because back in my day, you didn't have an Evo shield, and when you swap shields with somebody else, it had whatever they had left on it, which was usually 0, unless they got zoned. Yeah, so if you played before Evo shields, you probably played before shield swap too. Because I think shield swapping was introduced after Evo. Because before then, it was people fighting over care drops to get the yellow tier armor. And also I think the yellow tier armor sped up healing use. Like it was really good. But yeah, because before then it was like quite often in mid to like mid tier to definitely high tier games, you didn't the meta was you don't take a fight in the top 10 because the last thing you wanted was to get third partied like and spending 10 seconds eating
Don't let your guard
shields. But now they take the fight and at least you swap to usually at least decent shields, at least like 50 to 75, probably 100 if you had a late game fight. You just take the shield swap and you're immediately ready to go. So the chances that you can do like back to back to back fights successfully got way higher. So I don't know why somebody who is in gold, who's already guaranteed top 4 or 5. Ugh. Saw a little mosquito on the inside of the wall I wanted to squish. Yeah, I mean, I've also won matches where I
let your guard down.
just skirted the edge, avoided every fight, and then like killed the last team, or like the last person of the last team. That's usually a lot less successful than winning an early game fight, taking usually one fight in the mid, and like being in the right spot for the last fight. Instead, in this particular game, we were poorly positioned. We had no intel on some of the last teams because we stayed in a bad place for too long. And the second we tried to get into zone, we were scanned and jumped on.
Don't let your guard down.
But yeah, I think our Gundam Evolution game, I think we had one last night where we actually had a team that could mechanically play and a team that would be near the point. And it turns out the team that can kind of shoot and kind of does it on the objective has the better chance of winning. And like, don't get me wrong, like, especially as a Valkyrie, I 100% think it's okay to take a fight in zone early game. Or out of zone early game. Because you can take that fight out of zone, and as long as we don't win, there's not a problem. If we do win, I ult us to anywhere on the map. Or I ult us to a beacon to somewhere on the map. We can generally get a couple sets of, like, base heals to survive that. So that's not a problem. In fact, I think taking fights in the first zone in the red is the good place to be as a Valk, because you generally aren't running into other teams. At least like compared to Fortnite, Apex players don't stay in the zone that much. It does a bit more damage. It's a lot less safe, so it makes sense. And right now, Kings Canyon has a lot of like there's redeploy balloons. So I think it makes a lot more sense to be around there and take a fight in the zone, because there's a lot of places you can just nope out pretty fast.
Don't let your guard down.
Yeah, and like I miss, especially with the characters I was using in Gundam, I miss a lot of shots. I don't have a good feel for the aim with a lot of the guns. Like there are games where we just like the other team outshoots us and we win. That's fine. I'm never mad about that. but when like people decide the A objective is on the left, I'm gonna go all the way to the right while we have only 20 more seconds to try to contest this, and then loop all the way around. And they spend 30 seconds not fighting the enemy, not being on point contesting. It's like you do that 2 or 3 times in a game and the game's over, and then you lose. And yeah, maybe you play a bad team, which is also not on point, and you get a few kills off that. That feels good.
Let's go.
But more likely than not, you probably don't get a good flank, or you trade out and they get all the objective points for that time. I think one of the first games that Abby and I played with Jason, it was a C9 situation where it was an overtime, and one of them, like 2 or 3 of them jumped off point about the same time. Like, you know, that sucks. They should have. You die on the point. And at least if you get outgunned on the point, you died on the point contesting.
Don't let your guard down.
So I think that game mode really needs like a team deathmatch. And maybe they'll end up adding one that's like either competitive or not competitive, like TDM, but it'll be cool to see where that goes. I have a gut feeling that if they don't release it free to play, it's probably going to be dead in the water. I don't think I know a lot of people who's going to pay like even $20 to jump in that game with me.
Let your guard down.
I think I know people who would download it if it's free. Yeah, but I think if they're doing that game, even like a cheap like $20 game, is still going to have a problem with the player base, at least in the US. And it sucks to say that, but like I didn't feel anything amazing in it that I think would convince people to get into it. I think you'll have Gundam fans. Some Gundam fans will be interested in it, and some people who want to play an Overwatch not supported by Bobby Kotick will be into it. And there's like good reasons to buy it, but I don't know if that's going to be a reason enough to like keep big matchmaking lobbies open for a while. Because if it has the population I think it's going to have at like a $20 or $40 game, I think it's going to be very easy to log into a competitive match and see the same 11 names that you just played with. Or maybe they do like really good competitive matchmaking, and it's one of those games where you'll queue up for a competitive game and you have 15 minutes to do the dishes or, you know, listen to part of your favorite podcasts. Congratulations, Garnet and Ian, on the leveling up.
Don't let your guard down.
And also, after playing like Fortnite's no build mode and Apex being free to play and PUBG being free to play, I think there's obviously still CS:GO. I think there's enough good shooting games out there that a Gundam 1 is probably not going to keep people on it stickily. I'm still waiting for them to release an MS Saga 2. Give me a sequel to MS Saga. Oh yeah, there's MechWarrior Online. There's Haken. There is War something. Why am I thinking? It's people. I'm blanking on the name. It's the one that people say is like Destiny, but people are like in mech suits. I'm blanking on the name. No, I'm not thinking of Warhawk. Top free-to-play games. Warframe is what I'm thinking of. Which is a little less mechy since they're people. Yeah, it was Warframe. Like, there is sort of, fortunately, unfortunately, so many free-to-play games that kind of hit that itch. That I mean, you don't. First of all, I don't think you stand a chance unless it's free-to-play. Or like, they need a lot more Gundams in there, and I think they might need to up the asset look. Because I honestly think the look is fine, but if you're releasing a beautiful 2022 mech shooter, I think you could update the actual look and models of the Gundams. And like if you're playing for something like holy shit, look at the particle effects on Gundam Wing, on Wing Zero. Then like, okay, yeah, charge $20 for it, and people will love a great, beautiful game like that. I don't know if you're ever gonna get Dynasty Warriors Gundam 4. Good job. Just like I'm never gonna get Eternal Sonata on a modern console or PC. I think we're both gonna be stuck on our game wants there. But I think it's okay to have dreams. But I would very much like an MS Saga 2. Like I said, that's also probably never going to happen for me. And I think the closest I'm going to get to a Gundam RPG is playing Super Robot Wars and just getting whatever the hell they pay to license in there. I've got if you want a single player Gundam game, I got a great Gundam game for you, and it's called I think Journey to Jaburo on the PS2. Yeah, Journey to Jaburo. I remember that being a very fun. Okay, you've already played it, yeah. That's the one I remember being quite fun. But yeah, like also for like a single player Gundam game, I don't know what they like. I don't know what I want from one of those anymore. Because when you're making a Gundam game, you have two options, right? Make a brand new universe, like you did in MS Saga, and it's just like, hey, new world, new continents. We'll throw some Gundams in there with a wink and a nod to the Red Comet and things like that. Or you are pushing people through the beloved campaign of something they've already seen a million times.
Not done yet.
Hopefully I can auto through this and not die. Armored Core game or Gundam style Armored Core game? That they kind of have that, right? So a lot of the Armored Core games, to me, if I think back on them, are just Armored Core fighting games. And I know there's like games that aren't, there was a lot of battles in those games that weren't set up like that, but they were a lot of like 1v1 or 1v2 or 1v3 type situations. In weird, like in urban or other like large building environments. And I think there's like enough Gundam fighting games you can almost have something with that feel right now. Otherwise, I guess we can tell FromSoft to pull the plug on Elden Ring support and let's just get Armored Core 6 going. I can get behind that.
Don't let your guard down.
Which I am looking forward to some Armored Core 6, to be honest. Whenever there is a dialogue about, oh, FromSoft games have like poor accessibility and all they can make are like Souls-likes, it's me and like a dozen other people pointing at, but what about these Armored Core games? Okay, last few times I made an offering here, this has sucked, so. I don't know if that's a good use of the sacrifice, but. I very much want a Macross game brought into the US. I think I'm remembering a lot of Armored Core 3, where there was a lot of the battles where, oh, it's you versus this one person. Obviously, like, outside of the general arena context, which I think AC2 and Another Age had, or at least those two had arenas in them, where you could, like, level up towards that. You have probably played those Armored Cores more recently than me, so I will 100% defer to your judgment. My memories are 20 years old? And also my memory of that is very much skewed by the fact that my brother and I would play with each other, and to us it was mostly a fighting game. It was okay. Like, what meta are we in? Are we in a missile meta? Oh, you're going heavy anti-missile, so now we're in a laser meta. Oh shit, you're doing stuff that is high mobility? Well, now we need to go to a machine gun meta, because I don't have the mobility to run around the screen the whole time while shooting lasers. 3 was the last big one I played. It was either 4 or 5 that I was playing. I had a GameFly subscription in college when I got the Xbox 360, and I had Chrome Hounds and I think it was Armored Core 4 at the time. And I remember after playing that, I was like, you know what? How about I go back to Chrome Hounds? So I didn't really play a lot of that one. And I definitely have never played Silent Line. 2 and Another Age. I think we played a lot of 2 growing up, and Another Age was one we had rented once. But yeah, I mean, thank God for the local Hollywood Video that had decent coupons and such for like weekly game rentals, because that is how we played a lot of our games growing up. Do I have that one on the PSP? I don't believe I do. I don't think I have the Armored Core game for PSP. I think the few times I saw it, I was reminded that it's like, oh, you're mostly just AI battling, and it's more of a like money manager type thing. But I should get that too. Yeah, it was. I remember the first game I bought with my very first paycheck. I went down to the local, or no, I went to a different mall than my local one. I think it was still a Funko Land at the time. Went down to that Funko Land, and I purchased Final Fantasy Chronicles, the first game I'd ever gotten with my own working monies. And I had that receipt in my pocket, I think, for at least a decade. And it was like a reminder of like, hey, you did something.
Let's go.
But I definitely remember through high school, like putting back money for college and for car, and then with the little money I'd have left over, it'd be like maybe 2 games a month. I think I could do like 1 game every pay period. And I would go down to the GameStop, and it would be, hey, you can get a new game, or you can get like 2 used Game Boy Advance games. So I would generally just get a used game because I could get more of them. The Metal Gear Solid 4 PS3 bundle. That was probably a little later than when I was saving, but yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, but like the memories attached to that are big. And then I really didn't have consoles when I went to college. I was mostly I played a lot of Game Boy, so I had Game Boy SP and a Game Boy DS a little later on. And a guy I knew in college, his family worked, a couple of them worked for Nintendo. And I remember him being like, hey, so we can get Wii's at cost with like a couple games. And he's like, he was pretty honest. He's like, I can't make any profit on this because they don't allow us to, but like, if you want to give me some money, I can guarantee you a Wii. And I was pretty fortunate that I was able to work the previous summer making decent money and live with my parents. So I, had a couple $100 spare bucks for a Wii. That was nice. Oh, you were the console provider in college. Yeah, since you were at a GameStop. I don't think I knew anybody who worked at local GameStops at the time. And it being a college town, the game, like good games or good deals on games generally went pretty fast, so I wasn't finding like my used Aria of Sorrow at the local GameStop by any means. And I think around that time eBay was like more commonly picking up for the everyday folk. One more level. I remember like one of those summers I was trying to collect all the Robotech books. And it was like loaded like every day it was a go up to eBay, look Google search Robotech books, and then like spend a lot of time looking at their history and being like, can I trust this person? Is this gonna be a real thing? And like not long after that, it was also getting Game Boy Advance games that way. Because I got Legacy of Goku in Japanese before it came out in the US, because it wasn't clear if it was going to.
Let's go.
Ooh, that was a little stutter. Might have lost 3 frames on that, but that's fine. But the local GameStop actually sold the person I was dating at the time a pirated version of Golden Sun 2. And we found out because she, we got it. She was excited. She came home. She played it with, like, I was playing, I think, one of the Castlevania games at the time. She was playing that. And then she was very upset when she saved her game and like, she booted it up and the save game was gone. And I'm like, okay, I think I know what this is. This sounds like a classic pirated game
Let's go.
that didn't have like proper battery inside or didn't implement the save hardware correctly. And so sure enough, like looked at the label, the labeling looked a little off color, looked at the back, it was a poorly stamped out Nintendo with not a tri-bit screw. And that's why I was like, I think we got screwed on this one. So we ended up taking it back to GameStop and we're like, hey, like, this is pirated. And at first they were like, well, it's the final sale. We inspect everything that comes through, but we were like, this doesn't actually allow you to save a game, and it's pirated. So we ended up getting it back, or we ended up getting the money back in store credit, and they didn't have a replacement one there. But now ever since then, I would check on the back of a game, or like if she ever brought a game and showed it to me, I would say, now, are you sure it didn't say Nintendo on it? 420 XP. In my mind, working at a game store was always cool, but I'm sure you can tell me about the holiday scheduling and maybe not getting all the breaks you deserved, or hey, working at a game store can kind of suck. So I know in my head it probably sounds like a cool place to work when you're younger. But I'm sure it was one of those things where like the perks are nice of maybe saving some money on some stuff, or being able to hide launch versions of stuff to pick up later with a wink and a nod. Oh, so if it's like most retail experiences, then it's probably not great. Or it ranges anywhere between terrible and reasonable, depending on who owns the place at that point in time. I did not work, I've never really worked what I would consider retail. I worked at a grocery store when I was younger, but I think that's pretty far from I think it's pretty far from what I would consider a standard retail experience. And never worked in food. I remember I went into a GameStop. I think it was Dead Space 3 was released, maybe Dead Space 2, and I was like, hey, do you have any of the launch editions? And they're like, yeah, we have plenty of the launch editions. I'm like, well, can I buy one? They're like, ooh, did you pre-order one? Not really. Well, then we can't sell you one unless you pre-ordered it.
Let's go.
And I was like, so you have like the big asshole edition that I'm willing to spend extra money on. You have extras of those that aren't reserved, and you can't sell them to me. Like, that's correct. And I think I eventually talked them into selling one to me. I really hope I didn't steal an employee's copy of it that they were just trying to like shoo me away from. Because in retrospect, I didn't like the game that much to take that steel art book from somebody. People talk like about how great midnight releases were, but I always hated, like, I didn't have an Xbox at the time, but I had friends who had Xboxes, and they like they were at the launch for Halo 3, and I remember like sitting outside with them forever and being like, so why are we waiting in line for this? Waiting in a long line on the other side of this mall, so we can play this a little earlier. And I can't imagine how, like, because everybody who's there like expects to walk out with a title, even if they didn't pre-order it, I guess. And I can't imagine like working there and like essentially being there just to, like, hand stuff out to people. These like rabid, seething gamers who just couldn't wait an extra night to play the Halo game. Or the FIFA game, or... I mean, I was there for a midnight release of the 3DS.
Don't let your guard down.
I had like moved to Kansas at that time, so I was just kind of there by myself, because I didn't know a lot of people that were into games. And I remember it not being a ton of fun. There was a lot of kids with their parents. A lot of gamers that I would not be talking to in real life, or if I came across them in voice chat, would be like, ooh, you don't seem that nice. So I was like never there for the atmosphere. And after doing that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just like, I don't really need anything that badly anymore, game-wise. I don't need to be here at midnight. I don't need to like elbow to elbow to nerds and kids all night.
Don't let your guard down.
And I think that's the last time I even ever considered a midnight release. Please, Team C, don't all die on me. They might all be dead on me.
My turn.
I'm going manual for a second to make sure that we can recover this. Okay, note to self, get some more healers. My parents definitely did a lot of Black Friday shopping when we were younger. And that's because as a like
My turn.
struggling working class family, it was generally worth their time to stand in line for like 12 hours to like get a good deal on Christmas gifts. But I did that once, and that almost, like, that destroyed me mentally. I did not want to be in crowds like that. I did not want to wait in lines like that. I did it once because the person I was with at the time asked me, like, hey, can we go do this? I'm like, ooh, don't really like, I don't know what about me screams.
Don't let your guard down.
Like, you know, Nick really loves to be in a crowd, surrounded by people, in very long lines of doing nothing. I don't know what screams that about me, but that's what we did. I'd like to think it's that I've become older and wiser, but I think it's just because it's just that I've become older and lazier. Like, I'm weighing out how excited am I by this medium? How excited are you to wait outside for 12 hours, like crowded around people who also want this for a chance to not get it? It's like almost none.
Let's go.
Like, I definitely had stuff pre-ordered for launch days at GameStop, and I usually just went in the next day, sometime around noon or the evening, just not in any hurry, definitely not in a hurry to get it that night. I feel the same way about movies now too. Like, the pandemic has made that a little bit easier with stuff having some online releases, but like Mr. Nobody came out and I was really excited to see that, but like wasn't going to be reasonable to go see it, so waited for it to show up on streaming and watched it then. So like, even though I'm super pumped to play 13 Sentinels again on the Switch and try out the new combat balances and like do that all over again, like I can't get myself to care enough about it to be like, I need to have this the minute that it launches and be here and hitting the refresh and complaining to Nintendo, why does the store not let me buy it yet? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's so many children to conceive in conception for me too. Oh wow, this whole path was the wrong direction. I guess this is the final floor.
Don't let your guard down.
The only time I have felt that amount of urgency for buying something was at the house that we ended up getting. Because I was like, the market's hot, we need to decide like yay or nay and how badly we want the house. Congrats May and Otto on the leveling up. Explosive traps suck.
Let's go.
Also, I don't know. I assume this is probably just like a West Coast problem, but finding good used video games are tough. I think everybody saw how expensive it is to handle a storefront like out here in the Bay Area, and they see how convenient it is to sell stuff online. And I get it, because as a buyer, I like go to eBay and price checking. I'm like, hey, they have this cheaper than you're trying to sell it for me. And they're like, hey, if I sold this at cost, I would not be able to afford the $5,000 rent on this storefront apartment, this like storefront building. I'm like, I get it. When we went up to Sacramento for Abby's birthday, we did find a pretty good game store up there. I thought we ended up getting her something. I think we ended up getting her Guitar Hero for the DS. But her new 3DS won't play it because it doesn't have like that Guitar Hero peripheral is designed in a way that's specific for the DS. And it does not fit on to the 3DS. And we end up buying me some pretty decent used copies of the Siphon Filter trilogy. Which is the superior game for tactical espionage, as we all know. I thought that was going to hit the diamonds.
Let's go.
I really thought I was going to be able to blast through this dungeon faster. Should be the name of this next episode. Maybe the real experience is in the journey along the way, and not the destination. I did not realize these two had crowned up already. Oz and Might. Gonna have to get swapped out.
Let's go.
I wonder if there's any other good Gundam video games that I haven't heard of. It's probably must be a ton, right? The big ones for the Xbox were Dynasty Warriors based. No surprise there. I know is there a Japanese one that's FMV, or is that an English one? There's Battle Assaults, which I played.
Don't let your guard down.
Hopefully this won't kill me. Probably won't. Might.
Next up.
Don't see anything in the PlayStation 2 front. Maybe Zeonic Wars would be a fun one. Nintendo's just ripe with SD bullshit, I guess. Not mean to waste that.
Annihilate them.
Next up.
Okay, we'll survive this. I think I might actually own SD Gundam Emotional Jam for the Wonder Swan. The Wonder Swan was a heck of a console. I think it ran off 1 or 2 AAAs. At least the color did. Oh, you were thinking of something from a different series from FromSoft? Let's see here. I assume anything on the PC-98, I just wouldn't understand.
Let's go.
Also, my Vita collection is pretty sad right now. I should try and get more Vita games. Honestly, my Vita is just is 95% in place where I can play PSP games that they re-released on the store.
Don't let your guard down.
But I think I was, what was that game? It was a Mediavision game, Gun Griffin Blaze. I think that's a game I think I want to play when I get stuff set back up, console-wise.
Let's go.
let's I think I'm just gonna save and then dive into the portal, not finish off the room. I don't think there's a lot of good XP I'm gonna get out of this here.
No way.
Oh, did that not mean to skip the text like that?
My turn.
Might trigger. Right. Looks so much slower when you have it on fast, huh? So, let's Mecha unite these kids, sure. Okay. I think having the mecha units is almost cheating. Almost.
My turn. Let's go.
Tell me that Team A has a heal. Grand heal. You. Excellent. Easy peasy. Congratulations, Garnet, Norma, Anna, May. Screw in that star offering.
Now then.
What?
What's Star Maiden Camp? There's 13 Star Maidens, Mana. So in save. Yeah, let's talk with them some more.
Come! Today is the day of the...
That's right.
I am no different than I always act. Now let us go. We must arrive at the destination before noon. We shall make an elegant entrance like I always do with my servants. Come! Hurry up! It is quite a new experience to be going on a picnic with you.
Oh?
I always have at least 5 servants with me. One
5.
for serving, for horse duty. It is far too many people for one to simply enjoy the great outdoors. This is the first time where I have gone on a picnic picnic alone with someone. I assume you are enjoying this as well?
Right.
I'm with you. That's the right answer.
What? The way you said that is not fair. It truly is crafty and cunning. Because you are like that, I will not be able to be honest with you.
Huh?
This Star Wars Lego game looks pretty fun too.
Nothing. Right. It is proper manners to eat sandwiches elegantly for picnics. I have prepared this hoping you will learn to act with more etiquette. It would be an insult if my servant could do it, but I could not. I can do it if I am so inclined. I hope you do not misunderstand. You are... Yes, you are simply here to test it to see if it is poisonous.
I hope it isn't.
But anyway, will you take it or not?
Right.
Good. But when I gave you a gift last time, you refused to accept it. So, if it does not cause others any trouble, then you will accept it? Thank goodness.
Trying to reconfigure this air quality sensor I'd gotten a while ago.
Oh, but I may have caused some trouble, actually. Mahiru knows you well, so I interrogated her about your food preferences. I also pleaded for Sue to provide the ingredients such as the eggs. And Ari taught me how to cook. She took her time to teach me. Perhaps I was troubling them. But they did not appear to be troubled by my asking them for help. Naturally. Now, I hope you will savor the food I went through the trouble of making.
Right.
I will make some black tea. It goes quite well with sandwiches. But I am only doing this to thank you for the other time. Devote. So, this is how it feels to devote oneself. When I see you happy, I receive this warm feeling deep in my heart. I have never felt this way before. Is this happiness? What? Why are you grinning like that? I made quite many, so you may eat your
She made
fill.
quite many food.
Here is your tea. You better tell me what you think of it, or I will never forgive you. Here.
What? Uh-huh.
I was talking earlier with Zach. I don't know why some of these are fully voice lined and some of them are not.
Huh?
Will a quiz really deepen our bonds?
Right. Well? Huh? Well?
I don't know about that either. But your bar did go up. Faroon is close to maxing it, or getting at least 2 of 5.
What?
Sure.
No.
That is fine. How is it? Yes. Good day.
Yikes. Okay. Don't don't text while I'm talking to other women. Gotcha. Who? Oh, it's the Leo month. So we're already doing good there.
Alfie.
Hello. Yes.
Oh?
You should do it more.
Alright.
Yes.
Answered correctly this time, and now she is happy with me.
Right.
All right. Thank
Good
you
job,
very
Alfie.
much. Oh. See you later.
We're at one more we get to talk to. So Lilith is close. Ruka's close.
Yo,
Wait.
I don't have time for you.
I get it.
Jerk one. Woohoo!
Jeez.
Huh?
Wow, Lily's a prankster. Oh, sorry, Faroon. I'll not text in front of you again. I think... Do I have scavenging come back?
Come again.
We'll do some more there in a second. We're gonna pick up the kids.
Come again.
Tavern. Are there quests I can drop off to? I'll go to the shop after we go to church. Dungeon Master, yes please. Welcome to the party pits. So still can't trimate.
Yo,
Huh?
I don't have time for you.
I was thinking we could just do the ritual normally and not perverted, please. Oh no. I wanted a paladin, not a merchant. Welcome, Millie. Your perverse gifts.
Lily. That's not it.
Deep in the bond or whatever.
That's right.
Oh, God's gift definitely is not understanding how to compliment anybody. It's tough.
All right.
Nothing sexier than a good old-fashioned handshaking.
What happened?
This is just an everyday church that two people can come in and classmates in,
See you.
and then pop out a fully battle-ready baby. And then use those babies in battle. We had 4 max out? Okay. We need 4 fresh babies in here stat. Is this the new dungeon master? Yeah. Yeah, we've got 12 women. No, 13 women, so we can do it in a fraction of the time now. Who has high level here? Well, we could probably just get Felicia maxed out and move on with her. Independence. Who we letting go? Later, Pamela.
Here goes.
Later, Phil.
Thanks.
Later, Vanessa.
Here goes.
I don't have a good strategy for letting people go. I'm just letting the high ones go. Doesn't look like they give me more XP. But I'm hoping the higher level ones do better in the dungeon exploring. And then equip team bests.
Welcome.
We can now send another one out to scavenge. So, autumn, fall, yeah.
Come again.
Then we'll drop off 3 kids to day camp. Try and drop off the highest level ones first. Can we do another 25 levels on you? That seems pretty cheap, actually. 46 is the highest. We'll just do gel.
Welcome.
Think I want that? Oh, they're out exploring, that's why. It seems like I generally have gathered better equipment than I can buy for them.
Come again.
So we're probably good on equipment there. Let's go down a few more levels. I don't think I'm gonna do the 2 dungeons I wanted to tonight. But we'll get to the boss. We'll get close to the boss fight here. And then save up. At least get these kids up to level.
Don't let your guard down.
Let's see if we can no-skill auto through this. If I replace more than like 3 people, it's always a gamble on whether or not I'll make it through this without having to burn a lot of heal. Congratulations, Arya, Uth, Pitts, and Felicia.
Let's go. Don't let your guard down.
You know you're getting old when you just sleep on your back wrong one night and your neck just hurts for like 3 days straight. Congratulations, Pitt and Felicia. Looking forward to you being boss fight ready here shortly.
Let's go.
It is definitely not fun. It's almost 100% better. But there was like 2 nights ago and last night, it hurt bad enough that laying on it wrong would wake me up in the middle of the night. So I just didn't get any sleep.
Let's go.
Congratulations, Alan, Pitts, and Felicia. Burn some weak potions down there.
Don't let your guard down.
I just don't like these because there's a very little chance. There's a very low chance of me getting an advantageous drop. And there's a chance that I can be back attacked by opening up an item. Congratulations, Pitt, Felicia, and Jeff. Yeah, my recommendation is just don't get older. It sucks.
Don't let your guard down.
Just these two?
Let's go.
Congratulations, Frey. Is every item in this fucking level gonna be
Don't let your guard down.
fucking fight in a box? Congratulations, Pitt and Felicia.
Let's go.
Like I needed to get hit by that poison. Sure. Oh, my main character got hit by it too? Missed that. Somebody on my team was saying how she wanted those swords, so.
Let's go.
I was punished so harshly earlier for swapping out too many kids at once, so now I'm being a lot more conservative about putting new kids into the party. Also, for a little bit, I was having them like level up at different rates, so hopefully never more than four kids need to be cycled in per week. Good job, Garnets. Good job, Jeff.
Don't let your guard down.
Good job, Pit and Felicia.
Don't let your guard down.
I also didn't think I could put them into that daycare training program back to back, which is great if you have a class that's higher than level 50 you want to use. Otherwise, you're dragging them through here for a couple hours to get them to the same level. And maybe having your team struggle because of it.
Guard down. Don't let your guard down.
Back attacks, not fun. Jumping out of an item, not fun. I was wondering how long it would take of me autoing for people to mention no skills. Because it's no skills in so many ways right now.
Let's go.
I just like watching the numbers go up at this point. It's not full auto. It's got a bump stock.
Let's go.
I've been saying it for a while, but one of these days I'll go out to the Vegas desert in one of those places that let you spend money to shoot guns full auto for 10 seconds. And just go out there and do that. Because apparently in 10 seconds you burn through an expensive amount of ammo.
Let's go.
It would be a pretty good honeymoon thing. We were hoping to spend a week in Japan, but if international travel and going to Japan is still dicey, that probably won't happen.
Don't let your guard down.
There. There.
Yeah, I don't even know if it'll be in the cards or not. Because who knows what's going to be like next year, and next spring is just the expensive time to travel to Japan because everyone wants to go during cherry blossom season. Or who knows what air travel will cost that time around.
Let's go.
There is no ethical vacations under capitalism.
Don't let your guard down.
Oh yeah. No, thanks for stopping by. Good job. I have it downloaded and obviously probably be around to play tomorrow afternoon-ish. Evening's probably going to be busier with non-stream stuff, but hit me with the message. Yeah, Rob. I hooked a few people into playing Gundam Overwatch.
On another boost.
It is slightly less of a mess than regular Overwatch, but not by much. Oh my god, I was hearing beeping from my Zelda little Game & Watch that Abby got me for my birthday. I charged it back up, and as it's charging, it'll randomly beep. It sounded a lot like a mouse in the wall, and I'm terrified of that happening now.
Don't let your guard down.
Gundam Evolution, I think it's called Evolution. Gundam Evolution is definitely, it is a hero shooter. You can only have one of each of the heroes. You are doing, as far as I can tell, objective-only gameplay. I mean, they have a mech in there that is literally a Genji. Dives in, dives out, throws throwing stars. There's another one that throws out healing tethers to heal people. Pretty much a Mercy. You have one that literally has the same abilities as a Soldier 76. It's kind of cool to see all that.
Let's go.
Like if they can do that and I can not give money to Bobby Kotick and it has a decent sized player base, I am interested. I was talking about it earlier. I think it's one of those games that, unfortunately, if it's not free to play, people are not gonna grab. But at least the network test right now is free. Where's my poison detox? Yeah, I Since that happened with Grit, I did like look around, and now when I grab a game, like the first thing I do is look up, okay, are they into any NFT bullshit? Because I don't even want to get myself fake excited for it. It was like, oh, you can have these Gundams, but the Gundams are NFTs.
Don't let your guard down.
I think it was Loading Ready Run did some coverage of the F1 NFT story from last week. Apparently people who spent a lot of money on F1 cars are hosed because that game did not get the F1 license for the next year, and now they have to shut down. And it's an NFT on one of two marketplaces. The marketplace that has it is no longer allowed in trading, and the other one is just so one of them suspended trading, and on the other one people are trying to offload it, but who wants to buy a $100,000 NFT that can only be used in a game that is now being shut down? Turns out not a lot of people. So like, I can only hope that if somebody did get in on the bottom of that, it was somebody who was like trying to feed kids and pay rent and suckered somebody into paying a lot more for that. It's probably just an NFT bro screwing over another NFT bro. And the wins there are less clear. Yeah, before recently I didn't watch a lot of Loading Ready Run stuff, but we pretty promptly watch their checkpoint videos when they come out on Thursdays. So I think the Ubisoft Quartz one, or was it Breakpoint? It might have been something that was Breakpoint specific, but something else happened in that space recently with Quartz and Ubisoft, and I don't know if the game got shut down or if they're like limiting how the NFTs get traded on that platform. Someday when I'm either not under NDA or I feel like I could talk about it, I will tell stories about how I had to tell people, no, I will not do this dumb NFT idea that you had.
Let's go.
Someday in my very boring tell-all book. Because the conversation was, you should do this thing, and me saying, not only no, but I can't tell you in how many ways this is a bad idea. Please don't ask anybody else about this.
Don't let your guard down.
There's like, there's pretty much like 2 or 3 things at the top of my, if somebody asks me about it, I will just say no, and then I will ask them many times, are you sure you're doing the right thing here? Anything involving NFTs is one of them. The second one is anything involving machine learning and medical. A lot of people with absolutely no experience in the medical or health industry or how to interpret that data will say, what if I throw machine learning on top of this data and then just say I've solved this problem? I'm like, you won't have, and you're either going to use a bad data set or draw poor results from this. So I would ask you, please, double think what you're doing here, and if you can spend the money to do it correctly. Can you machine learn genetic engineering to make anime women? Yes and no. There's already, there's the Waifu Labs thing, where you can sort of use a GAN to auto-generate anime women for you. I don't know if we've gotten to the point where we can use machine learning to make a cat girl. Did I just bring myself to the beginning of this level? What's happening with my... I didn't by any chance do something bad, did I? You want to make one out of me that won't die of some type of cancer, like Dolly? Yeah, I think we're pretty far from that. You're gonna have to just find yourself a real sexy Roomba at this point. What was that Steam achievements? Exploration path. Okay. Normally I don't see a map when I'm on this stage, so I'm curious if the Dungeon Master's ability gives me the map, or if I like have fucked up and have gone down a dungeon I've already explored while not paying attention.
Let's go.
That shouldn't be what's happening. But I guess we'll find out. When I get to the bottom of this, it's like, oh, you wasted your exploration times this week. There was a big ML story I read about like a month or two ago, and it was somebody using machine learning to find something like a more potent poison, and they took a whole bunch of like databases of chemical structures and used machine learning. We're like, oh, we found stuff that probably is like worse than the worst toxin that we currently have. And one, why would you publish that? Two, they like, so being able to, and so another one was like, we didn't actually make this chemical, and we don't know if it's even reasonably synthesizable. Just here's a structure, and the structure we think is like an even worse poison. So weird. Also, like, machine learning is really good at finding patterns and can get a lot of those novel patterns wrong. So it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the stuff that they thought would be like terribly potent is just incredibly hard to synthesize and doesn't do what they want. Or like has a similar structure but not enough to be an actual poison. Or, you know, any number of things. So like anytime someone's like, I did something great in medical with machine learning, it's like, did ya? Did you really?
Don't let your guard down.
So did you want to, are you thinking about a pill that makes people more erect? Or a pill that turns people into dicks? Because given the proclivity of the Republican Party, I don't think we should be enabling their sex drives anymore. Given their history of child marriage laws, as of recent, as an example. All those old men keep putting Viagra subsidy into budgets, so they could probably take some sketchy pills. The computer told us we're good. You know what? I'm fine with that. Good chance that those good dick pills are poison pills. we'll just have the system work itself out. Did I not equip this? I guess not. I mean, every pill has a side effect. Just go for it, you know?
Don't let your guard down.
Don't ask a lot of questions. We've let our Giant Bomb Premium subscription subside since we really hadn't watched anything on there in the last 2 years. And then last week they did their, apparently they did Overwatch Evolution, or not Overwatch, Gundam Evolution on Professional Friday. But if it's anything like the Battleborn one, they'll hate it because they don't understand it. And then say, but why not just play Overwatch? Also, rip Battleborn. Part of me wishes I would have played that and Radical Heights a bit more than we did. But also maybe we played it just the right amount. Even though I've moved like 2 or 3 computers, I still have the Garena launcher installed. Probably nothing bad will happen with that. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that if my dungeon kit is not give me the exact layout, did I mess up somewhere?
Let's go.
Yeah, this way. Okay. Also, I've never revisited a dungeon that I've cleared out. So I don't know if anything should even be in there. Supposedly defeating the dungeon and enshrining the Star Offering reduces these impurities. But that doesn't mean no impurities. Honest peaked. She's at max level. So has Alan. Surely this is a new area. Well, we're gonna thunder gun into this and see what happens, I guess. Oh, the boss fight's on this floor. I thought that was 15. This is 15 now. So after this one, it would be a boss fight if I did it right, and if you don't refight bosses. I'll fight some of the people in this next room just to get a level or two up.
Let's go.
But I probably don't need it. With the Mecha Unite. Given the fact that I've, well, no skill a lot of fights until I'm kind of over leveled. That being higher level plus plus the Mecha Unite means I have to use some skill.
Don't let your guard down.
Very little skill, but some skill. I thought we might have to use some skill for this, but I think this is still a no skill section until we get to the boss. Oh, why'd they split the damage? It was a dumb move. That's what happens when you auto. Good work, Pits. At least I'm to the point where I can pretty freely heal people up with potions and not run out. Ooh. Yeah, Team A is gonna pass the hell out unless I can do something better. Congrats, Felicia and Jeff.
Let's go.
So we'll go through this door here in a sec. One thing that I like about this better than an SMT game is the fact that that will generally let me save wherever. Oh my god, poison to a side attack.
Don't let your guard down.
There's a good chance I could wipe here. I can't win this with no skills, then I don't deserve to win this. I mean, at least the ML poison can't 100% kill me. It can just bring me down to 1 HP. Good job, Frey and Pitts. Detox Stone. Maybe it was the Dungeon Master's ability.
I know that.
God's gift was just so you know.
All right, let's go.
Okay, watch out for attacks to drop my speed. Sure.
Powerful enemy. My turn.
Yeah. We'll Mecha Unite the light team.
Next up.
And then dead. What? How much HP does he have? Like, literally none? There we go. Having Mecha Unites with kids that aren't like level 5 do really well.
Now then.
Star Maiden Camp. Ugh. Get ready for 45 minutes of story.
Yes, that is fine. I hope this goes well, too.
Now then.
Beach scene.
More to the front. Go right more. More to the left.
You have to move forward more. Right.
More to the left.
I think soon.
Just a bit more to the front. More to the right. A little
Definitely
to the
Famiruna.
Wait.
I failed the team watermelon activity. You must have missed the boss fight, yeah. It was literally 1, 2, 3. I think I did like 6 attacks and the boss was done. once like I said, once I get kids that are better, like larger than or better than level 50, and I have enough BP to do the Mecha Unites, these bosses aren't bad. It's only the 7th boss though, so maybe it gets tougher later on. Uh-oh. Is he gonna be in the bathhouse at the wrong time?
Taking a bath after breaking a good sweat feels so nice.
Yeah, I defeated the Pisces boss. In fact, I did not go down the wrong dungeon, and I was immediately pulled out into the Star Maiden Festival. They're doing washy-washy. Uh-oh. Are they comparing sizes? Who would I like to pair up with? We're gonna do Mahiru. If I can remember what she looks like. Here we go. Okay. Guess Femiruna. She's my highest.
I failed. I did not think it would be this frightening.
I can't believe they're holding hands in public. That seemed pretty straightforward. Let's pull the kids out of scavenge mode.
Come again.
Let's turn in any quests I have. Let's go to day camp. Do any of them get maxed out? Not quite. But I don't want to waste getting them more levels. So we'll pick up the kids now. And if we need to dump them in for another 25 levels, we can. So next time we'll lead off doing Star Academy stuff, do some more classmating, and start in I think on the spring dungeons because I think we're 7 down, 5 to go. Let's see, is anybody that I know on? Well, Anthony's doing some Ocarina of Time. So let's go rate him. Thanks everybody for stopping by. This is a heck of a word game. And go watch Anthony play some Ocarina of Time for the first time. Have a good night.